Have you ever wondered whether a few everyday habits could quietly shorten your life after the age of 70? Like it or not, once we enter our 70s and beyond, many people begin to feel that the most important choices in life have already been made. We often assume that the biggest risks are already behind us. But the truth is something many people overlook. After 70, it is often the small habits repeated day after day that shape how long we live and how well we feel. Those simple routines can have a powerful effect on our health and independence. In this video, we will explore 5 specific habits that can quietly shorten your life after 70 if they continue unchecked. These are not extreme or shocking behaviors. They are ordinary routines that many older adults accept as part of normal life. Stay with me until the end, because recognizing these 5 habits may not only protect your health, it may completely change how you approach the years ahead. Now let's begin. Number 1, sitting for most of the day. One habit that can quietly reduce longevity after 70 is spending most of the day sitting without regular movement. It may seem harmless. After all, many people feel they have earned the right to relax. But long periods of inactivity affect much more than just your muscles. When you remain seated for hours at a time, circulation begins to slow. Blood flow becomes less efficient, which over time can increase the risk of blood clots, heart disease, and metabolic issues. Muscles also begin to weaken, especially the muscles in the legs that are essential for balance and independence. After 70, muscle mass naturally declines. When long periods of sitting are added to that natural process, the decline can accelerate. Weak legs increase the risk of falls, and falls remain one of the leading causes of serious injury among older adults. Consider a man named Richard, age 75. After retiring, he slowly began spending most of his day sitting in his recliner watching television. He felt comfortable and believed he deserved the rest. But over the years he noticed that climbing stairs became harder and harder. There was no single dramatic moment that caused the change. It was simply the quiet accumulation of hours spent sitting. The danger is not rest itself. Rest is important. The real issue is long periods of uninterrupted inactivity. Even small movements throughout the day can make a powerful difference. Standing up every hour or taking short walks around the house can stimulate circulation and help maintain muscle strength. There is also a psychological benefit. Movement reinforces a sense of purpose. When you move your body, you send a signal to your mind that you are still active, still capable, and still engaged with life. That feeling of capability supports mental well-being, which in turn supports physical health. Sitting all day may feel comfortable, but after 70, consistent movement becomes a form of protection. It helps preserve strength, balance, and independence. And independence is one of the strongest predictors of both longevity and quality of life. Number 2, eating out of habit rather than hunger. Another habit that can quietly shorten your life after 70 is eating simply because it is part of your routine instead of because your body is actually hungry. After decades of structured meal schedules, many seniors continue eating because the clock says it's time, not because their body needs nourishment. Earlier in life, the body often adapted to this pattern. But after 70, it becomes less forgiving. Metabolism slows, muscle mass decreases, yet eating habits often remain the same. The same portion sizes. The same comfort foods tied to routines built over many years. Over time, this mismatch between what the body needs and what it receives can place strain on the heart, the pancreas, and the joints. What makes this habit particularly dangerous is how normal it feels. You eat breakfast because you always have. You snack in the afternoon because that's been your routine for years. You finish your plate because you were taught never to waste food. None of these actions seem harmful on their own, but repeated daily over time they begin to shape your health. Consider a woman named Dorothy, age 73. For many years she cooked large dinners for her family every evening. Cooking had always been her way of caring for the people she loved. After her children moved away and she began living alone, the portion sizes stayed the same. She often ate leftovers the next day rather than adjusting how much she prepared. Over time her weight increased, her blood sugar began to rise, and she developed knee pain. When she began serving herself smaller, more balanced portions and paying attention to when she felt full, her energy improved and her joint discomfort began to ease. The problem is not enjoying food. Enjoyment is an important part of life. The real issue is automatic eating without awareness. After 70, digestion becomes less efficient, and excess calories are more easily stored as fat. Extra weight increases the risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, and diabetes. Even moderate weight gain can reduce mobility and increase the risk of falls. There is also a deeper psychological aspect. Eating mindfully strengthens self-awareness. When you pause and ask yourself whether you are truly hungry or simply bored, lonely, or following a routine, you begin to make more intentional choices. After 70, thoughtful nutrition does not require strict dieting. It simply requires awareness, smaller portions, balanced meals, and listening to your body. Food should nourish your body, not quietly burden it. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, comment number 2 below so I know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing and turning on the bell so you don't miss future videos. Your support helps us keep creating helpful content. Now let's continue. Number 3, skipping regular medical checkups. A third habit that can quietly shorten your life after 70 is avoiding regular medical checkups simply because you feel fine. Many older adults take pride in saying they rarely visit a doctor. They assume that the absence of symptoms means everything must be working properly. But after 70, many serious conditions develop silently. High blood pressure often causes no noticeable symptoms. Early diabetes may go undetected. Some cancers progress quietly in their early stages. By the time symptoms finally appear, the condition may already be more advanced than necessary. Preventive care is not about expecting bad news. It is about catching small problems before they become major ones. Consider a man named George, age 77. He had always considered himself healthy and rarely visited a clinic. At his daughter's encouragement, he finally scheduled a routine checkup. The doctor discovered that his blood pressure was dangerously high. He had no symptoms at all. With medication and early treatment, he was able to reduce his risk of stroke and heart attack. After 70, the body benefits from monitoring. Regular checkups help you stay ahead of potential problems rather than reacting after they appear. There is also peace of mind in knowing where your health stands. Clarity reduces anxiety, while uncertainty often creates stress. Skipping appointments may feel like independence, but real independence is proactive. It means taking responsibility for your health before problems force your hand. Number 4, ignoring ongoing stress. Another habit that can quietly shorten your life after 70 is ignoring persistent stress as if it no longer matters. Many people believe stress belongs to the younger years of life. They assume that once careers slow down and responsibilities decrease, stress will simply disappear. But stress often changes form rather than disappearing. It may come from financial concerns, health worries, caregiving responsibilities, or the loss of friends and loved ones. These emotional burdens may seem quiet, but they accumulate over time. Chronic stress triggers the release of hormones that raise blood pressure, increase heart rate, and disturb sleep. Over time, these changes can weaken the immune system and strain the cardiovascular system. Consider a woman named Helen, age 78. She constantly worried about her daughter's difficult divorce. She replayed conversations in her mind late at night and frequently checked her phone expecting bad news. Outwardly she appeared calm, but inside her sleep suffered and headaches became frequent. When she finally joined a small support group for seniors facing family challenges, her symptoms slowly improved. The situation had not changed, but she was no longer carrying the burden alone. After 70, emotional well-being is closely connected to physical health. Managing stress is not weakness. It is wisdom. Number 5. Withdrawing from social connection. The fifth habit that can quietly shorten your life after 70 is gradually withdrawing from social interaction. After retirement, many of the built-in social connections from work and family responsibilities disappear. Without intentional effort, a person's social circle can slowly shrink. Some people begin telling themselves they prefer being alone. But prolonged isolation carries real health risks. Loneliness is not only emotional. It affects the body. Research shows that chronic isolation is linked to higher risks of heart disease, depression, cognitive decline, and even earlier death. Onsiter, an 81-year-old man named Harold who stopped attending his weekly church group after losing his spouse. At first he appreciated the quiet. But over time his sleep worsened, his appetite declined, and he lost motivation to exercise. When a neighbor invited him to a local senior walking group, he reluctantly agreed. Within weeks his mood improved and he began laughing again. Human beings are wired for connection. Conversation stimulates the brain, laughter reduces stress, and emotional support helps people cope with life's challenges. Connection does not require a large network. Even one or two meaningful relationships can make a powerful difference. A weekly call, a coffee meeting, or a simple conversation at the store can strengthen your sense of belonging. Choosing connection is choosing protection. Final thoughts. As you reflect on these 5 habits, prolonged sitting, routine eating, skipping checkups, ignoring stress, and withdrawing socially, ask yourself which one feels most familiar. Which habit might be quietly influencing your health more than you realized? The years after 70 can be some of the most meaningful years of life. Longevity rarely happens by accident. It comes from small choices repeated every day. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who may benefit. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.